All right, welcome back, everyone. It looks like we've got our problem sorted. It was a software problem, so can everyone hear us right now? Just say quickly in the chat, guys. Yep.
Can they hear us?
Can you guys hear us in the chat? Perfect. No, thank you, everyone. And look, apologies for that. It was actually a software issue that we had fixed. That sometimes settings just have a mind of their own, especially in the ABS program, but also partly operator. How can you say it? I needed help. But anyway, good evening, everyone. We'll just quickly welcome you formally to Sector 1. It's our community series from Alsace and Northern France. You've probably gathered that through watching the qualifying. My name's Sabanka from Doghouse Motorsport, and we've got Mr. Bumcrack from Kraken Esports as RD. So what we'll do, we'll cut to the results first up to just let you talk about what you saw in qualifying.
So, it was quite a good qualifying there. Thunder Artie actually pulls out a 202.06, nearly a 202 flat. He's basically 0.4 of a second in front of zero placement, who's got 0.6 all the way back to Lenosis. Danico 0.8 behind that. Dadson another 0.9 off the lead. Black Friday 0.9 off the lead. Super Fun Happy 1.3 off the lead. 2.1 for Wartime, and we had Muzzy back there with 6.408 to the front of the pack.
Yeah, and look, one thing we can say, we know Lenosis had a bit of mischief on his last lap, so that potentially did cut him out of a time that might have put a bit of pressure on the Thunder Artsy in pole, or certainly the podium. But one thing we do have, we've had a late entry in the form of Mountain Goat. One of our always late to the party, but Goaty's one of our Div 1 Cat A drivers, and with a lot of our Cat A drivers, well, all our Cat A drivers in Group A, running potentially, you could argue, the best in the nation. So we are going to do a manual grid set just to get Goaty in the race. So he'll be starting at P11, and I'm sure there'll be some fun as he cuts and dices through the pack. Either that or he'll sit in P11 and have pole for the second race reverse grid, but I don't think he'll do that. So how are you going with that grid placement?
She's actually all ready to go, and I've got a race that's ready to run.
All right, just give me 1 second to get this right. All right, well, if you want to hit that Komatsu blue button, we'll get these guys racing straight away. And again, everyone, apologies for that sound. Until you guys said something in the chat, we were oblivious to it. We spoke for about 10 minutes, which I'm sure you've been relieved that you didn't have to listen to. So we'll get on with the race and keep things moving.
I've just hit that big blue button. Thank you to Big Rock Brewing, by the way, for the Kraken sponsorship, considering we're not actually even represented here tonight.
All right.
And Specsavers.
And Specsavers. So we got the
Specsavers.
cars lined up on the grid. Oh, the lights are slow tonight. Starting to build. 3 lights.
Holding them on there.
4 lights. 5 lights. And they're racing, and it was a clean start by certainly the front part of the field, but Thunder Artsy was well and truly away like a bullet.
They've all got a good start.
Little bit of a love tap there by zero placement, but no harm done. As they come up into turn 2, which is a super fast left-hand kink. Track placement's really important out of this because you've got a better than a right-hand corner. It's got a bit of positive camber to it. When they hit this, they're hard on the throttle out of that, and the track does change camber for a short section, but it will keep them on their toes.
It's a very tricky track to drive, quite technical.
Yeah, there's this combination. So you've got, you know, several right-hand corners, but they're actually, you get your braking done, they're quite quick to power through, but there is one second gear hairpin, but I think the drivers will be taking every other corner, probably lowest in third gear. And as they come down to turn 8, this is I called it the velodrome in the last stream. It's just perfect camber, and then it just rolls away through this left-hand apex there. And the guys are coming down to turn 11, which is a 180-degree hairpin, second gear for most. A few will be running third through there. So we'll just stay on this leading pack as they come up. As they crest the top of this hill, they do have this, they hit fifth gear and they enter this tricky downhill chicane. Alright, so across the line we've got Thunder Artsy in first place. Back to zero placement in second place. Nico in third. Similar gaps between these guys. A little bit of a gap back to Lenosis, who's under pressure here from Black Friday, who I think got the position through there. So must have great exit speed there out of turn 1. Dadson in P6. And Mountain Goat already up to 7th from his 10th place start. So we'll just stay on this battle between Goaty and Dadson.
He's going to give Dadson some curry.
Yeah. You can see him there on the edge, and that gives him the inside set up the corner. Yeah, there's a fair bit of bravery in that move. There's not a lot of room once those wheels drop off the track there.
Young fella's got confidence, let me tell you.
Absolutely. Then we've got Super Fun Happy in the, I think that's the Thunder Motorsports, which I didn't call before. Not Thunder, sorry. Help me out here, Mr. Bumcrack.
It's the black metal lion.
Yeah, that one.
Lionheart. Sorry,
actually,
guys, if you're watching.
It is Thunder. It is Thunder, I think. Yeah, sorry.
I got a mental blank
after that audio issue beforehand, but we'll get there. We'll recover.
I'm terrible with these.
Yeah, P9, we've got Wartime, last week's Group 2B winner, and Muzzy in P10 in the Lightning Motorsports entry. This will be a great first run for him, and bearing in mind the competition ahead is predominantly Cat 1 drivers, so
yeah, it's
nothing to be discouraged about, and I'm sure through the course of the race we'll see him have an absolute ball. So back up to P2. So just 7 tenths separate P1 and P3 here, and coming up to Lenosis very, very shortly is a fast progressing Mountain Goat, who has Black Friday. Must have had a bit of a slip there because Lenosis has got past Black Friday. So
that's dropped down a little as well.
14.5 minutes into this. So with Alsace very, very wide through there. So he's probably lost a fair bit of momentum through this corner, so he could be swamped on
Black
exit.
Friday. Black Friday takes on Mountain Goat.
Taking it back to the Goat. Because Goaty was
Beautiful
also
move.
caught up in that where Alsace did run a bit wide, but he capitalised on it.
Just the right spot at the right time, and it's perfect.
And that's brought Dadson back into the fight here. But one thing, and we'll have a look a little bit later as the race progresses, but they still need to be kind to their cars and manage that tyre life to fight at the end.
Yes, these soft tyres do suffer around this track.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, especially from memory. A little bit of contact there was Goaty and Alsace.
I believe so. And Dadson's taking advantage of it. And Black Friday. So it's a redressing.
Yeah, Goaty's given the position back, which is a Sector 1 ethos. Great to see.
Perfect.
So Dadson was a big beneficiary out of that.
Yeah, lovely. So thank you very much.
P4, but he's still got that angry train behind him. But that is the nature of such a short sprint race. These battle packs will ebb and flow very, very quickly. And one small mistake, and as you've seen there, has cost Alsace 3 positions.
That's a very tough track on mistakes.
Yeah.
Or incidents. Okay, he's still giving Alsace some curry.
Alsace is wide into the fence. He's done the same thing there, just on the exit of turn 7, I think it is. He's
good to get a replay of that.
Clip the dirt. Have a quick look.
I think he did it by himself, but
yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, just think he took a little bit too much grass there on the exit. And come to think of it, that might have been the same corner that he said he had an issue in quali.
Okay.
So yeah, P9 and about 7 seconds of drift to war time, so a little bit of work to do there. And we're just on board with Dadson. Mountain Goat's about 1.2 to the arrears there. First place, still very close between Zero and Artsy, just on half a second, with Nico 9/10 back. So they've inked out quite a commanding little gap there on P4. But what we might do, we're just at the very close to 10-minute mark. We might have a very quick look at fuel. Shouldn't come into it, but I guess probably the big ones. How's that front left tyre looking for the drivers?
Yeah, well, I was actually having a bit of a squiz at those earlier on.
Yeah, brought to you by an impromptu tyre update by APR Automotive.
Oh, thank you very much, APR. No, Thunder Artsy is actually, while he's out in front, he's actually saving his front tyres a little bit. He's a little bit better off than probably only about 10, maybe 12% wear, maybe 15 at the outside. But his Zero placement's a little bit worse off at about 18%. Danico is about the same as Zero, as Dadson. Mountain Goat saved his tyres quite well. He's the same as Thunder Artsy. He's about 15% mark.
Which is
Black Friday.
Which will be a challenge for the other drivers as the race goes on. 6 seconds.
It certainly will be. Yeah, we're 10 minutes into the race, which is about the halfway point. It will make a big difference towards the end of the race. But Mountain Goat Mountain Goat's actually looking really good on tyres. Black Friday's eating his tyres quite savagely. Super Fun Happy, not quite so much. Great. Wartime's really giving his tyres the this one. He's about 70% worn. He's to make the full 20 minutes here, he's going to be struggling. Lenosis is already in the pits. We have seen a pit stop. Lenosis is in there. Yes, and his tyres, well, he was 65% worn, I think. So he's bitten the bullet early because he knew he'd have to do it.
Yeah, and he did have that spin that certainly wouldn't have helped.
Which then leaves us with Muzzy, he's actually a bit sad on his tyres too at 80-odd% worn, so he's going to be making sure he pits. Maybe that pit lane penalty wasn't such a bad idea for turning off.
Yeah. Did someone?
We discussed that.
Did Lenosis get a penalty there, or?
No. But now we've got people in the pits. I didn't expect that at all.
That's right. Thank you, APR Automotive. We'll keep an eye on those tyres as the race progresses.
Yeah, we're going to see a few guys having to jump in the pits, I think.
Yeah, it's we saw that in the main series race. The tyres were absolutely critical, and it was costing a few guys to come in around 2 to 3 laps early, which basically committed them then to a 2-stop instead of a 1-stop. So it's that sort of track, very abrasive.
I found when I went out on soft tyres during sort of practicing for this race, the soft tyres disappeared so quickly. But for some reason, my medium tyres lasted way longer than I thought they could have. I thought the single stop was absolutely easy on the medium tyres, whereas others were doing 2 stops on mediums. It was quite a varied output of tyre usage across the field last time we were out here.
Yeah, and look, Thunder Arts, I don't know if that was a bit of a bobble by Zero, but he's out to a 2.3 second gap now. Yeah, look, there's a couple of corners here. Turn 8 in particular, that's sort of almost the velodrome or a NASCAR style banking. There are a couple of lines that if you take are really, really aggressive in wearing that front left, and there's probably 1.5 to 2 lines where you can feel through the wheel that there's just that less pressure on the tyres. So I think that and turn 3 is also very, very heavy on that front left.
Yep. But definitely, the big the NASCAR style loop is very hard on that tyre if you get the wrong line.
Yeah, when you need to tighten up, we've got Zero Placement just riding the grass there. Well, Lenosis had his off. Yeah, you can definitely feel it through the wheel as you try and sort of tighten to get the exit right. If you've gone in just not optimal.
Well, sorry to interrupt here, but Cody's actually just gone past Danico into 3rd position.
Let's see if I can get a replay of that.
And he's giving Zero Placement a bit of grief too.
We'll just stay on this just to see what transpires through to turn 1, and then I'll try and capture that replay for everyone.
It's a very difficult corner, this one.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you get your braking done in a straight line, then turn into it, and you don't want to be deep.
Half a metre off your line and it's costing you half a second.
Oh, easy. Yeah, Gody to the inside here, and he'll do
great
this.
Move. Without even trying.
So the chase is down. So remember just before he was around 6 seconds adrift to the lead. Now he's just on 3. So just see if we can have a quick look at that replay. Might have been a fraction too late.
I'll just give you a bit more of an update of the tyre update here. Thunder Artsy is looking a lot sadder on his tyres than he was earlier on. And Mountain Goat's actually really held his tyres quite well. This is going to lead to those times going down to first place dropping considerably.
Yeah, he's already pulled out 6/10 just since when we tried to capture that replay on it successfully. Yeah, you can hear those tyres protest around there, even on a smooth line.
They certainly do. And for some strange reason, Danico has actually worn his front right tyre out nearly as bad as his front left, which nobody else has got.
I think just in the sprint format, just trying really, really hard.
Certain corners are costing tyres.
Yeah, and definitely the top half of this field's very, very quick and competitive, even on a bad day. So we'll keep an eye up front. Now down under a second. So if Mountain Goat gets this and can hold it through, that'll be a last to first, but it'll also put him on last place for the second race. So you have the daily double.
Yes.
Oh, Thunder Artsy just riding the edge of the curb there. That will ink a couple of tenths out of his lead, potentially. Slight difference in lines there. Artsy was much wider. Oh, big look there from Mountain Goat. Big look. Converging lines. Yeah, as I said, two very different lines there. We'll see when we get to turn 8, just to see if Artsy continues a wide line, and that's that pressure on those front tyres. Applying a lot of pressure. Just go on board with Mountain Goat here, just to see how close it does get around this track that's got a bit of undulation and a huge change in corner aspects as we get around the track. Oh, Artsy was wide there. Those tyres are protesting.
And they're dirty now too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cost him. Oh, no.
Goaty did lift going up the hill.
But no, Artsy's copped himself a penalty.
Oh, that's terrible.
No, that was that. What?
Yeah.
He didn't run that.
He didn't run that wide. But,
I didn't think so.
Unless he cut the apex at the bottom of the hill, but I didn't pick up on that.
I was on him. I was watching. I didn't think he did. Yeah. That was a strange penalty. It's going to hurt.
Yeah, it'll hurt. And look, Mountain Goat, he might even wait till the burn zone just to avoid any risk.
We've got Dadson having a big crack at Danico and taken. Oh, Dadson on the move. Sorry to interrupt there, but Dadson's
just going to have a quick look, put himself on the podium. So that might have been, you mentioned Nico's both fronts are quite stressed, but that'll bring zero placement up as well.
Yes, it will.
So there's, I would say, through the penalty. No, he's got him before the burn zone, but Artsy's keeping the fight up. But Goaty's in a prime position here for the turn 8.
Yep.
So he's got the move done.
Oh,
a little bit wide.
Gee, it's hard on the tyres. You've really got to brake a lot earlier with tyres that look like those.
Yeah, this
Thunder's
is
riding on nothing.
and this is a great 180 corner that you can come in really hard on the brakes and just throw it around. But as you said in that other corner, you're 1 metre too deep. You're in a world of hurt.
Jesus, coming down to it. What's Goaty going to throw at him? Goaty's got slightly better tyre.
We've got a burn zone just at the end of this, so Goaty's into the front. Thunder's got, Artie's got nothing left on him. No.
1%, maybe 2%.
So P1 Mountain Goat, great race from last position. Thunder, Dadson crossed the line in P4. Nico, zero placement. Lenosis coming across in P6, which is a good position after a pretty rough spin. Super Fun Happy P7. Black Friday P8. Wartime P9. And Muzzy in a really, really hot field, just off the back of Wartime in P10.
He's not that far. That's all right.
He's so as a comparison, Wartime is at the top of. We'll just quickly go to the lobby and results. All right, so P1, we'll quickly run through on the podium. Mountain Goat, Thunder Artsy and Dadson. P1 to 3. Nico in P4 managed to hold out with tyres absolutely shot. Zero placement in P5. Lenosis P6 after a spin. Super Fun Happy P7. Black Friday P8. We've got Wartime in P9 and Muzzy in P10. So Muzzy being new to sim racing in the league, only 12 seconds back from Wartime, who is very quick Cat 2 Group B on the fringe of Cat 2 Group A. So, yeah, good drive by Muzzy in 20-minute sprint.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we will... Well, first of all, your thoughts on the race, mate?
It was actually, I thought it was quite a good race. There was plenty of action up and down the field. Everyone was giving each other grief. No, there was a bit happening tonight. It was good.
Yeah, just an amazing drive by Mr. Goat. This isn't an easy field. No, but it's still not an easy field. So, yeah, I think it'll be well and truly on tomorrow night when they fire up in the main series. But what we might do is we shall go to a very quick intermission. We'll reset the grid to allow for a reverse grid race in race 2 and be back to you very, very shortly.
ready to roll.
Welcome back, everyone. We are ready to go with Race 2, Reverse Grid, in our community series, brought to you by Box of Beauty. So, the big question is, we've got the P10 sitter, which is the previous race winner, Mountain Goat. This race, I think, might be a little bit harder for him because he's actually got to bring the quicker drivers through with him. So, and there'll be a bit of dicing. So who knows what will happen and who knows what it'll do to tyre wear. So I reckon if you're ready, Mr. Bump Crack, we'll get them going.
I have hit that button.
All right, as soon as they're in, we will get into the race screen. Yeah, this one will be, not only have we got one fast guy coming through the grid, we have several.
Can Goaty pull off a first blast first twice?
Yeah, I think a few have got the bets on the double. Okay. Lights are slower going to start. They're now building. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. We're away. And a good start by Muzzy and both war times. So Muzzy will inherit the lead of his first Sector 1 race, even for a little bit, but no, Wartime has got...
No, yeah,
Oh, no, he's run wide. He's run wide. Oh no.
No, carnage.
Andy,
what's going on down here?
Do you want to...
No, everyone's on the... No. Yep. Everyone's fine. Wartime's put himself to the back. He lost out the worst.
All right, we've got Black Friday up to the start, and we saw his pace in the first race. If he gets a bit of a gap here, who knows? Could be a thorn in the back runners' paws here at the end of the race. So Muzzy's still holding second, followed by Super Fun Happy, His Royal Highness
who runs
George.
Extremely wide.
Very lucky to live. Very lucky. Or he did. He's wide again. That has put him off a little bit. Momentum is king around this track.
How many lives has he got there?
So back to P9. So, but already. So we've got Muzzy combating with his with some pretty serious traffic for the first time, but a good line there, giving plenty of racing room.
Jeez, it's on for young and old there through the mid-pack.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Thunder Artsy, Lenosis, Nico, and Dadson all lining up for a shot here. A zero placement up into 4th already.
Yeah. He's a good driver.
Absolutely.
Only relatively new into the
league, yeah, and I might have to channel some of his driving prowess for tomorrow night, I think.
Oh, if you could, yeah. He's quite a new input into the Sector 1 main game. He's extremely quick.
Ahead of all
What's
that,
Muzzy up to?
We've got Mountain Goat and Lenosis already putting pressure on. They've just slipped past Muzzy in the short time we were watching Zero and Artsy.
He's still holding 4th place, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Black Friday has a 9/10 lead.
Who's run wide there? Lenosis.
Oh no, has he?
Yes, he has.
Where did he come out on track?
He's way back, way down in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just see if we can catch that.
I think he's done that by himself again.
Yeah, just off the ripple strip. It's Murray Walker. Oh, he's got through. He spun through them, but as I said, spin. That's on that camber change there, I think, out of P3. Turn
That's
3.
A really tricky one,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
That little bit too much power there and you're gone. Muzzy's up into 3rd place. He's holding it. On a second lap, fastest lap, of course. Oh, no. Oh, commentator's curse. I'm sorry. Sorry, Muzzy.
saw him out of the background there. I was in the menus, so I didn't capture that one.
Yes,
Back to the front. So Mountain Goat's already down to about 3/10. Did we tell him in the intermission that he had a mandatory pit stop? We should have.
Well, I believe there was a couple there that actually do have mandatory pit stops. A little bit too early to tell, but
that's through car care. But and look, Mountain Goat is one of the top-ranked drivers in the country. We're very fortunate to have him racing in Sector 1, but he really is at that level, and we've seen a great display of it tonight. Remembering all things are equal on these cars. There's BOP, no tuning. This is just driver.
Yep.
I said Black Friday is not going down without a fight.
No, he's going to argue the point.
And nice inside line through there too.
Yeah.
Where will it set him up for on the corner?
Like he's in the faster exit on this corner. Is it enough to get him through to the next corner though?
Great car placement by Goaty there. He didn't give Black Friday any options for a switchback. So we might go on board with Alsace here. Very, very close to zero placement, with Nico not far behind as well. You can see him there. His mirror's full of that Hooncore car. You can see the banking on this corner from this angle and the different lines for entry and exit. And coming up to the turn 11 hairpin. Hard on the brakes and in tight. On the power early. And this next corner, turn 12, should be without a lift. Especially early in the race, might not be so later when those fronts get a bit stressed.
Yes.
And just from behind, that's the view that Nico has out of the driver's seat. Really good close racing.
Really come close to that wall on the exit there.
Mountain Goat's in the pits, so he must have heard us on comms.
Ooh.
Mandatory pit stop.
Wow. Hang on. What? No. GT7's doing some GT7 things. I saw that pop up as well. But
yeah, it definitely popped up. He was pitting, but he's still in the track in 7th place, unless he drove through.
I think he's... That's a weird... I think he's actually had some sort of weird glitch, because you can't drive through for 6 seconds.
No, not at all.
That's a 15-second drive-through.
Yeah, if you drive through it, will box you. So, not sure what happened there, but it definitely flashed up on the screen that he pitted.
He's gone the last to first to 7th to first option.
Oh, he's going to work for it.
Oh, he certainly is.
We'll just get a split in the time. He's 5.4 seconds behind the leaders, so we'll see exactly what happens here. But you can see the 1st to 5th, there's not much in this.
No, not at all.
Well, actually, 1st to 6th, we've got Wartime up here too, in the Rocky 05 entry, and yeah, he's well and truly keeping tabs with Dadson.
He's certainly filling up his mirrors.
So this is a battle for the podium, battle for first place at the moment. So we've got 2/10 to 0 placement, 4/10 back to Thunder Artsy, but 0 is looking really racy here.
Black Friday's been really holding his own quite well.
Yeah, and just keep an eye on the background there.
Oh,
Wartime is all over Dadson.
Black Friday's pulled the pits.
Yeah, that's...
He's seen the writing on the wall for tyres.
Were they very worn at the 8-minute mark?
Well, they're about 50%. Yeah, I thought he could have gone a lot. It's an expensive 18 seconds, I think, just for tyres.
Yeah, there is nothing in this. Will we see a move
Probably
coming
should.
in?
Yeah.
I was going to say, will see a move coming into turn 5?
Very possible. Probably should do a bit of a tyre and fuel update since we're 10 minutes
10 minutes in. Yeah,
nine minutes in. Thunder Artie's actually
APR Automotive. Get the plug in.
Bada boom bingo. Thank you, APR Automotive. But Thunder Artie, I mean, there's not a lot of tyre wear here, and we've got people into pits, which is really a testament to a couple of corners that really take it out of your tyres. But what? Oh,
that was. I'm not sure if that was a bit of contact or just a bad line out of the corner. He's clipped the curve. So
that hurt.
Where did he come out in 7th?
7th.
So we'll see if we can capture that.
Yeah,
No, he's just lost it a little bit wide, and
is that what?
Certainly didn't see any contact there.
Wow, yeah, I was actually on him and
exited a little bit wide, so not sure what happened.
Bummer. yeah, that hurts. But Danico's now up into the lead, and his tyres are looking pretty schmick. You know, he's got about 15% wear.
So we've got both Artsy and Lenosis in the pits, so I'll come out on fresh rubber. I think if you're pulling the trigger earlier, bring your few in with them.
Yes. I think Muzzy, I mean, the last person in the pits now is Muzzy, who had about 75% wheel, so his tyres were seriously hurting. But those who haven't pitted, Danico's only on maybe 15% worn, Dadson on about 30% worn, Zero on about 20% worn, Mountain Goat 20%, 22% maybe, Super Fun Happy on 10% worn, Wartime looking sad on about 75% worn. Black Friday I've obviously fresh tyres, same with Lenosis, Thunder and Muzzy. So an amazing range of tyre wears this race.
We've got P7, 8, 9. They're the best part of 20 to 23 seconds back. So they've got to find a lot of time in those new softs with, what will the race turn out to be? About 10 laps?
10, I think it is only 10 laps. But Danico's still, it's 12 minutes in, and he's 20%, 15%, 20% worn. He's looked after his tyres so well. Huge differences here. Whereas Dadson's at about 70% worn. Right behind him.
70% worn.
Right behind him, It's
It's also building a bit of a queue up behind him with Zero and Mountain Goat with those tyres, because there's certainly a tyre differential to the two guys behind him. As we get into these faster sweeping corners, you'll see the difference in the tyres. Although Dadson still managed a fairly tight line around there. Position himself for a good turn in on the apex. You can just see that little camber where the track dips away that caught Lenosis out on the 2 laps ago. Zero's, I think he's hitting that push to pass button. And he's taken Mountain Goat with him. But, that's giving Goaty the chance
going to hold it. And Dadson's not going to let him get away with it.
No, absolutely. And good position for the exit here.
Isn't it? Thou shalt not pass. White hips.
So
New white hips.
Yes. Will this be a braking duel into turn 11?
Datson's kept the tight line and
Yeah,
let Goaty through.
Very good car placement.
Has Zero gone too wide? No. Jeez.
Oh, he's lost a lot of momentum up the hill off that grass, and very lucky not to turn hard left.
Oh.
Is
Goaty going to do it? Is Goaty? No.
Will he get it done?
No.
Very close.
Oh, he's pushed him wide.
Definitely isn't 2-1 there.
Oh,
just the slightest clip of the wall. Wow. Any mere mortal would have spun 3 times there.
Yes. You and I, yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dadson's he's held on to all that. He's under a lot of pressure, holding up really well.
Yeah, well, we've got Dadson. He's done a lot of racing. He's won 2 championships in Dibs. Oh, just a little bit wide through there. Let's let the 2 of them get through. But yeah, Dadson's won 2
not over yet.
championships. I think a Cat 3 and a Cat 2.
Oh, there's a lot of experience there with Dadson.
Absolutely. And he'll try and stay right on the back of these guys. Meanwhile, out the front, Nico's grafted out nearly a 4-second lead.
Wow.
And with 4.5 minutes to go, his tyre's holding up?
Yes, and to be honest with you, Danico, Mountain Goat, Zero are very, very close. Dadson's still a lot worse off. He hasn't managed to save any more tyres since we visited. Super Fun App, he's looking really great in his tyres. And of course, Thunder Artsy, Lenosis, Wartime, etc. are all on reasonably fresh tyres. Although Black Friday's looking very sad.
Yeah, Lenosis is about to take the fight up to Artsy here, I think. And he's also brought Wartime with him. But so Wartime must have pitted, did he?
I believe, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, fresh tyres.
Had to.
Yeah. So the big question is a 3.5 second lead with 2 laps to go going to be enough for Nico, and did the fighting between Goaty, Zero and Dadson hold him up just enough to let Nico hold this gap to the end? He's no slouch.
I'm thinking Danico's looking pretty
solid.
positive at the moment. Yeah, the fighting subsided between the next 3 down, Goaty, placement, Zero and Dadson. So that'll get their pace back up there, but I don't think it's enough to make up 3.6 seconds in possibly the next lap and a half. Danico's just full constant. You know, he's not making mistakes.
We just head down the back and have a look at Wartime. He's still hanging very, very close to Lenosis, which is a superb drive. We've got Black Friday 2.5 seconds adrift, and Muzzy, who we saw have a little bit of trouble in the opening laps, 23 seconds adrift in his first outing. But we'll just see how this battle with Wartime and Lenosis goes to the end. But yeah, it's just ebbing and flowing. There's not much in this at all.
There's still chances for things to change.
Yep, so we're at the just over the 18-minute mark, so this should, as they come around lap 10, should be their final lap, and Mountain Goat's got that gap down to 2.8 seconds. Oh, who's that?
Zero ran a bit wide.
Was that Zero? Yeah, it was. Let's let Dadson close up a little bit there.
Dadson's got about 5% tyres left. He's
and a little
bit of a
tap on the wall there too. So yeah, that might be all she wrote for the Dadson Racing Bacchus entry for this race. Pretty hard to do anything with tyres that worn.
You just got to nurse it home. Just get it home in front of Super Fun Happy, the grinner.
Yeah. So we're on board with Nico through turn 4. That fast left-hand sweeper. Yes, turn 5 here is as close as you want to be to that inside, and same on the next corner. Aim for the telegraph post on the inside.
Yep. Drop it into that culvert.
Yep. So down to 2 seconds. We should be. This should be the final lap. So 1.8 seconds.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah, I think this
20
is
minutes up now.
When you're in P1 with Mount Goat behind you, at this stage of the race, your knees are probably shaking on the throttle, holding it down absolutely flat, and the left foot shaking on the brake pedal.
Yes.
Adrenaline's flowing. No mistakes. He's held it at 2 seconds, so he's doing a really fine job on this.
Oh, jeez, I thought Goaty was gone then. He had a big moment coming up over the hill.
Yep, down through turns 15, 16. He's held that together. One more corner and then the run through to the finish line. So this is going to be a great win to Nico. 2.5 seconds ahead of Mountain Goat in P2. Great drive from the rear, and 0 in P3. So nice coming in fourth, just off the podium, and under threat by Super Fun Happy, but Dadson's just been able to hold off a great drive by Super Fun Happy on very, very marginal tyres. Thunder
marginal is
P6,
0%.
0 tyres. Linosis P7, Wartime P8. Black Friday will come around in P9. And Muzzy, just 7.5 seconds adrift. So again, very, very solid drive first time out with in a Sector 1 series. And the Lightning Motorsport entry crosses the line to round the field out. We'll just have a very quick look at the results. Okay, the podium. P1, D Nico, superb drive. Mountain Goat very closely behind in P2, 0 placement in P3. Dadson held on for a 4th place finish, very, very closely followed by 1.5 tenths to Super Fun Happy in P5. Thunder Artsy P6. I think was one of the first of the pit stoppers. Linosis in P7. Wartime, great drive, just off the back of Linosis there for P8. Black Friday in P9, and Muzzy in the Lightning Motorsports entry P10. So, what were your thoughts on that race?
Well, I found that actually quite interesting to watch the tyre wear rates in this race. It was so varied. But it was there was action up and down the field for the whole race, really. It was good. Quite good fun to watch.
Yeah, certainly the tyre wear caught me a bit by surprise. I just hope that no one that I'm racing with tomorrow night's watching that, and they all drive their cars very, very hard to an inch of their life. I might have a half a chance. But yeah, that was really interesting. Also, the strategy for a few of the guys to pit. As we saw what happened, sort of it took Dadson just out of the fight at the end. But then, the first 3 place getters really held on to their tyres. So, yeah, just one of those things, I guess. And especially a few of those guys that did have tyre problems. I know from races in the past, are very good with car management. So I think the track was just in one of those moods tonight. But we've got some. Well, we've got one there. We've got Rebs with driver of the day, Goaty. What were your thoughts on driver of the day?
Oh, I really thought Wartime had a really big effort this weekend. Like he was up against the Division One guys, and he was holding his own for quite a lot through the earlier stages of that race. But he did really well.
Yeah, no,
And I'll give Muzzy his due in that last race there as well, holding his own in third, fourth position up against some of these guys. He did very well.
yeah, we're within a handful of seconds, 7 or 8 seconds, I think, at the end of both races. So yeah, it's very hard. I know when I've raced in the community series, I think it was season 4. We had guys like Ghost and a few of the Immortals racing with us, and yeah, their speed was just phenomenal. But
Yeah,
you know, you knew they were in alien divisions as well, so it didn't really matter. But you felt buoyed by even being able to race with them. So look,
yeah,
I agree. I really liked Wartime's drive there, so I'll second that drive of the day. But yeah, two honourable mentions. Goaty for his fight back, especially in the first race, um, and also Muzzy just being good racecraft and most keeping it out of trouble when he's got a very hot field wanting to pass him in the first few laps.
yeah.
So very well
Being
done.
able to just hang with those guys is actually pretty good.
Oh,
I struggle to
absolutely.
hang with them really.
Yeah, absolutely. It just showed a clean pair of heels, I think, to most. But no, that was really good. So that wraps up round 7 of the community series. Mr. Bumcrack, thank you for race directing tonight and helping with commentary.
Not a problem.
And guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and support our sponsors. But look, thank you to everyone watching, and especially to our community drivers who entered tonight. And I know there are a few that had prior commitments and couldn't enter tonight, but we do look forward to you guys returning and also joining the final community series round at Deep Forest, which is a great track in this format.
Yeah.
Some more to come to Sector 1. Tomorrow night, we have our Category 1 drivers line up at Alsace, both Group A and Group B. I think Group B kicks off at about 6:15, I think it is.
I
And it
believe
is
that's
a 1 hour mini enduro for both classes, unless I got it wrong, with a one-shot flying lap qualifying session. So great for the drivers, very hard for the commentators. It's all happening. It all happens very quickly. So but no.
yes, it's
So
a great
thank
night of racing.
absolutely, and you will get to see, like I said, especially in Group A, you'll get to see some of the best sim racers in Australia competing. So absolutely worth tuning in. So thank you, everyone. Look forward to catching up with everyone tomorrow night. Good night, and thank you.